Thank you all for coming. For those of you who don't know me, surely not many, my name is William McDonald, son of Alan and Mary. My mother would have been heartened to see her friends and family all together here today. She always complained about the cold, and the pipes were always catching fire as she tried to keep the house warm. I only wish she could have passed away on a warmer day. Mary Josephine McDonald, Minnie, as most of you knew her, was a warm and dutiful mother, and as I can see from the assembly here today, a cherished member of her community. Minnie was born on March 24th, 1863, to Mr. and Mrs. Donald McDonald of the 7th Concession. In the fall of 1892, she married my father, Alan, in this very church. My mother gave birth to 8 children, and she's returned to 2 of them. Ma spent her whole life here in Stormont, and she was the epitome of the rural spirit. As a farm woman, her life was neither glamorous nor easy. Every day brought work, as it does for all of us. Ma was always busy keeping the house and farm running in the most fundamental ways. All of the most important tasks, the one that received the least glory, were Ma's to carry out. In the cold months, Ma would usually pass the time sewing, baking, spinning wool, churning butter, anything that could be done indoors, really. When she was outside, she was tending the turkeys that may very well have ended up on your Christmas dinner table. But in the spring, as the maple sap began to thaw and drip, announcing its presence with the sound of each drop hitting the metal bucket, Minnie's sweetness would flow out from the house and over her friends and neighbors. It's actually almost that time of year now, and we'll be tapping the maple grove again soon enough. I don't know how we'll manage washing 600 buckets without my mother's diligent hands, but we will find a way, I'm sure. In fact, we will miss Ma's indelible work ethic all year round, as she always contributed to the collective however she could. Fixing someone's clothes, making food for a bee, sending Duncan and I off to whomever was owed a day's work. Ma followed the war for years, and I'm glad that she saw armistice before she passed away. But I am saddened that she did not see the suffering of her community end before her own. The influenza that took my mother racks my father's body as I speak, swept across Canada almost as soon as the guns fell silent. Ma was especially devastated when they closed the churches, and she always found tremendous strength amongst the congregation. In the end, however, no amount of strength could deliver my mother from this wretched plague. The flu took hold 11 days ago, and only 5 days after she had succumbed, pneumonia being the official cause. Dr. Lalonde explained to me that it's like drowning on land. He described the profound shock and mental toll that this pandemic has had on himself and his colleagues, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank him for the care he has provided my family. I should also like to recognize the sacrifice of Canada's brave doctors and nurses, many of whom left the battlefields of France to fight an invisible enemy on the home front. It falls to me to continue my family's farm and its place in our community. Though I am only 17, many of Canada's sons find themselves in the same position as me. I was too young to ever fight the Hun, but those my age face a great challenge nonetheless. Rebuilding in the wake of war and disease. With that said, I ask you all to join me in a moment of silent prayer for my mother and for all of the other Canadians lost to this pandemic.